Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son.
All right, Ian, what do we always say?
It's always something.
Flower, you're the chosen one.
Always.
That's
Never
so
ends.
true.
Feel your left hand free and your right hand grip with another left hand. Watch his right hand slip. Schwartz is gone.
Those are brand new tires, bro.
Yeah, how did it flat?
Not even a week old. Jacob just left. He can patch it. Probably. I drove yesterday and it was fine.
You rolled over a nail, dog, on the first day.
Dang, I meant to do that.
That's crazy. He
Hurt
said, I'm
on
just trying to spend more
purpose.
money.
Oh, I'm tripping. Dang, brand new tires.
This is a great way to start off the video. He's like, oh, let me get this shot over here. This is why you don't use it for personal. It's not
What?
for personal use, dude.
No, use it for. Dang, we need those water tanks.
Those are for all the
That'd be
That's for all
crazy.
the boys that water-fed everything.
Water-fed basements, front doors,
Inside.
inside.
Well, should we just do the video here? There's always problems, man. One of our favorite sayings is there's always something.
Always something.
And there really is
Example
always
A.
something.
It's always something, man.
So if you feel like you're running your business and there's always something happening or there's always something going wrong,
you're doing something right.
that's just the life that we choose as entrepreneurs. And like
Yeah.
as you get better at solving problems, it becomes less and less of an issue. But like at the beginning, you're like your role is the firefighter. Like
Yep.
you're always constantly putting out fires.
Always.
Problem happens, the guy calls you, they ask you to solve the problem for them. You tell them something that they probably could have done or figured out by themselves, and then
Yeah.
that's the relationship. And so they just constantly, anytime that there's an issue, they call you as the business owner and you have to solve their problems. And like if that's, you will become the constraint. Once you have so many employees doing that, your entire day will be filled up by just solving other people's
Solving
problems.
little problems. I mean, dude, I used to get calls flipping 10 calls a day with just crazy stuff. Like, what do I do about this? What do I do about this? This
The
happened.
window's blocked by a tree. What do I do?
And it's literally like a 2-second solve if they just stop and think about it. So kind of how we switched, it was like asking them like, what do you think? Like,
Like, so
what
simple.
do you think you should do? And then they give me an answer. It's like, great, go do it. Like I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these guys, they already know the answer in their head. They're just looking for validation. We don't live by the words like, I can't do this.
Yep.
Like solve the problem. If you can't solve it, you've thought of every way possible, then call your team captain. And if they can't solve it, then they call me.
So like we said,
There's always
like,
something.
There's always something. And like, of course, this week, besides this freaking tire being flat, is we had a big payroll problem last week.
Pumps for me.
New
We
pumps.
got our new pumps in, and pumps have been a huge problem with efficiency for guys. Pumps burning out on the jobs.
Yeah,
and
it's been a nightmare.
we just been blowing through pumps and blowing through money with pumps.
Yeah, our ads have been a problem. We've had a super high cost per lead.
Yeah.
And so we reshot some ads. Brenton is running out of storage because he shoots so much freaking videos. That's his bad. We have to get an entire storage solution. So Brenton's always causing problems for us too.
Always. And everything else that comes up on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's not problems to be solved, but it's not like problems like it's a bad thing. It's just like
we
chose to
walk
start a
outside and
business.
there's a flat tire. Like,
I don't know if numb is the word. You get a lot less stressed because you just get so good at solving problems that you're like, oh, I can solve that. It's not a big deal. Rather than be like,
yeah.
oh, the flat tire.
Oh, we can't work today.
Freaking, my day sucks now. Like, it's just like solve the problem, roll with it.
Nothing you can do about it besides fix it. So,
Yeah, dude, pouting doesn't solve the problem.
yeah.
You know what solves the problem?
Fixing
it. So don't have a bad attitude,
just
man.
fix
Don't
it.
get stressed out. Just fix the problem.
Just fix it, dude.
Like lean with it,
Rock with
rock with it.
Lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it.
All right,
That was
that
kind
was
of
sick, dudes. 8th grade, I didn't learn how to
Guess
dance.
it.
I didn't. I didn't learn how to dance until high school. You know, I hit the Dougie in high school. Girls love that.
I bet you also did though.
Hi, Daddy.
Come with SpongeBob. It's like
Look at
crab
Crab
patties.
Patties.
I don't even know how to fix these. This is all Ian, dude. Let me see. Good work. Wow. That's nice, dude.
Wow.
That's how it's
Very
done.
nice. Keep watching if you want to see what these are for.
Yeah.
Man. Some
Stay
foreshadowing.
tuned. You get to the point where you're solving so many problems and so many fires that like your brain just is constantly thinking of solutions for problems, and that's kind of where you want to get. Because the faster that you can solve problems, the faster your business can grow and advance. So I remember one year we were doing Christmas lights, and you guys had forgotten a rope to hang a wreath. And it was like this massive wreath. This wreath was like probably like an 8-foot circle. Like it's huge. And the nearest Home Depot to get rope was like 30 minutes away. And so you guys called me, and I was like, cool, what solution do you guys have? And everyone's like, we got nothing. I was like, and actually, I'll just show them. I think we have this. I knew that they had a cinch, like a bag like this in their truck, and it's like a cinch bag. And so I was like, well, why don't you guys just pull this rope out and then use that to tie? And they're like, oh, good idea. And then that's what they did. They pulled it out, saved them like an hour worth of dry time, and then they were able to get the job done. So stupid example, but like as you solve problems, the muscle of problem solving will develop, and you'll just get better at thinking outside the box and coming up with good solutions for your business. As the business owner, it's your role to be the example of how to solve problems, because if you don't know how to solve problems, you can't pass that on to your employees. So the better that you are, the better that you can teach your employees to be problem solvers, and then problems get solved without you even being there, and you can be a little bit more hands-off. But at the beginning, you just have to solve everything, which is fine. From what I've learned is there's two different types of problems. There's urgent tasks and there's important tasks. When running a business, there's two different things that you need to do. You need to keep the boat from sinking, and you need to put wind in the sails. The urgent tasks are what keep the boat from sinking, and the important tasks are what push the business forward or the boat forward and put wind in the sails. So at the beginning, it's very likely that you have a lot of urgent tasks that need to happen at all times. Like these are the fires that you need to put out on a constant basis, which are very, very important to do, because if not, your business will sink. But if that's all you do, your business will never progress. Basically, the important tasks are what makes it to where there's less fires or less holes in the ship, so the business doesn't sink as fast. Another urgent task that I was constantly handling at the beginning of the business was sales calls. Like I was constantly having to take sales calls, and as soon as now it wasn't a fire, but it was a constant urgent task that was always coming up. And if I left the business didn't make money. So it was reliant on me. I was spending so much time on it that it was hard to do work on other things in the business. So what I started working on was a sales script and a sales process that I could then hand off to someone else. And now that, like the fire or the urgent task, could now be handled by someone else. So the urgent task was sales calls that were constantly happening. The important task was building the sales training and the sales system. So that way I can hand that off to someone else. And now I no longer have to deal with that problem anymore, or that urgent task. It's a way better use of your time as a business owner to do the important tasks and build systems that help manage the urgent tasks that are always coming up and the fires that need to be put out on a constant basis.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go work on some important tasks.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
Naps are my important tasks that I take. Kirkland, dude. The worst water on the planet.
Nice. The cheapest.
Can you even see?
Get in here, boy.
I didn't think you could see you, dude.
Yeah, you'll see it, man. Don't worry.
Anyways, we're about to go shoot some ads.
Shooting some videos. Get in there.
And I have the longest legs, and I'm in the back seat.
Yup. That's what you get for being late. Yeah, get in there.
Oh, it's folded up?
Get in there.
Let's go, boys.
And hit that 10 miles.
Hit that 10 miles
this
minute.
morning. Hit that 950 pace, boy. Come on. All right. So as Gat said, we're filming some ads today.
We're going back to basics, dude.
Going back to basics.
We got way too complicated with our ads. We're trying to make them way too corporate.
I was trying to be lit.
Selfie games.
Selfie game going
Jump in
strong.
front of camera, tell the story a little bit, introduce ourselves to the community. That's it.
So you can just go.
You just get a little pokey play. Just like that. All right.
How big Gat's waist is. Jeez.
Let's see. Bro, ain't no way
You can fit another human in here.
All I gotta say is there's no way you're a 32 if that's. I'm a 33.
I like it tight.
See, I like it loose.
So it doesn't move around and fall. And
He likes to suck in.
You like to put it up. What's up, guy? Oh, ready? You're gonna have to cut that too. The what? Okay.
Is that fire?
That was fire.
One of the reasons why a lot of our clients love us. Hey, I'm Gatlin.
And I'm Ian. And we're the owners of Mint Window Cleaning.
He gets so serious. He's here right now, and I'm Ian.
And I'm Ian. And we're the owners of Mint Window Cleaning.
That's how you sounded. No, I'm saying like I'm your arms.
Oh.
Like, you know, and I'm not. I don't look like I know what I'm doing.
So if you have dirty windows,
Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Nice. B-roll, clean windows and stuff.
There we go.
Done, boy. Done. We wrapped up. Didn't get as much done as we wanted to, but I'm excited for these ads. How you guys feel?
I think it'd be
My knees are busted, so can you open the door? That's how I feel.
We'll let you guys. We'll update you guys on how these ads. We'll update you. Seatbelt. Oh,
That's what you get.
dude. There you go, man.
This guy, selfish, man.
Selfish.
I'm Gatlin,
And I'm Ian.
and we're the owners of Mint Window Cleaning. We started Mint in 2018 because we saw no one was having a good experience with their window cleaner.
And after 6 years of hard work, we're proud to say that we have 10 technicians, a full office staff, over 1,500 five-star reviews, which makes us the highest rated window cleaner in Utah.
We're super grateful for all the homeowners that have supported our business here in Utah for the past couple years, and we're super excited to keep growing and serving more people.
So if you have dirty windows, we'd love for you to give us a shot. So click that link below or give us a call.
Yeah, dude. Nice.
All right, guys. The footage you just watched was actually from the beginning of May, so it was around a month ago. But we saved the footage because we wanted to be able to run those ads that we went and filmed, give you guys some results. I'm gonna screen share with you guys and break down how the ad's been doing, what we're seeing with them. So let's do it. All right, so this is kind of what we're looking at. So I have the ad right here. It's in a volume Facebook form fill. So when people see the ad, they go directly to a Facebook form fill, submit the form, it goes to our CRM from there. So just to give you guys kind of a rundown of what our ads were looking like before we shot these ads, this is kind of what we were sitting at for the month of April. We had a $28 cost per lead here and a $62 here. Not great. Our form fills were doing okay, but we just wanted to see better numbers. So shot some new stuff and we're already seeing a great return on that. So this was the first month of May. $21 cost per lead, which is actually great. First couple weeks, the ad is really trying to learn, figure out its audience and where and who it should be showing to. Once our ads get over a $25 cost per lead, that kind of tells us, hey, we need to get new creative in or we need to adjust something. But usually 25, we're not too worried about it. Once it's 30 and above, that's when we're like, oh shoot, something's wrong. Lower budget on it, get new ads shot, all that kind of stuff. So with these new ads, we really wanted to keep it simple, to the point, kind of wanted to get Ian and Gatlin's face in it again. Pretty much all last year, I was actually in the ads. So getting Ian and Gatlin, the actual owners of the company, faces people recognized from maybe even years ago, back into the ads, I think was really important to do. Because when we very first started, it was always Gatlin or Ian in the videos. So getting both of them in the video, talking about what they've done in Utah. A lot of our ads moving forward, they're gonna be different, but we're still gonna try to hit those same principles, just because we know that's what's worked. So we have always tested a bunch of different stuff. We have years and years of knowledge of that. Now kind of going into year 6, 7 and moving forward, we know what works, we know how to shoot it, and we know that we can get really great cost per lead. That's my little ad section. I hope it helps.
That's why we have backups. This one burned out completely. It's really hot, so I turned it off.
Pump issues.
So sick of this. Holy crap, that was so heavy. What the heck? What the? This box is crazy.
This boy just always be spending money, dude.
Spend money to make money, baby. Oh, heck yeah, they're tiny. So these pumps are more made for the size of hose that we use on our hose reels. The pumps that we use right now are like 5 gallons a minute, and that's just too strong for the diameter of hose that we use. The pump's just working too hard to push that much water through that small of a hose. This is just a smaller pump. This is a 1.4 gallons per minute, but it has a 90 PSI, so it won't burn out as easily as the other ones do. Middle. It's a nice little quick connect system. So I'll tighten that down, but essentially, pump obviously is gonna be on the tank. This goes into the hose reel. So it's just easy, quick connect like that. And if we have to switch out a pump, super easy to just switch it out. Also for the winter. So every night the guys need to put the pump into the cab. So they just undo the quick connect real quick, go in the cab. We had to downsize, so we had to go from a 1/2 inch to 3/8. So had to put a converter on and then to convert to this size. But this is the right size for this pump, so water should be flowing.
Oh, dang.
That's crazy.
That's hitting outside. Almost. That's almost going outside.
That's better water pressure that we were getting with our other pumps, but because this is the right pump for this hose. That's like, dude, that's insane pressure.
For reference on how far it's hitting. Dang. Heck yeah, dude. Watch this.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's way too much pressure.
That's sick.
That's
Built right.
that's too much.
That's what happens when you have quality stuff.
That might be too much.
So this tank is really gross, has a bunch of algae in it. So just emptying it right now. And then we're gonna fill it up with normal water, put some bleach packets in there, let it sit for a couple hours, let that bleach eat up all that algae, and then we'll dump it out here in the rocks. Usually we do this probably about once every 6 to 8 months, but with it being hot and the water sitting in the tanks, the algae gets built up faster, so might as well get her done today. This is what it looks like in there. Green is free. Pure water in there. Dude, we just blew up this hose.
Literally just blew the hose open, boy.
That was not a thing earlier. I was like, wait, what's that sound going on? You never do anything right. So what I was saying, we obviously want to have a clean tank, pure filtered water in the tank, and the tank is dirty, then obviously that makes our water dirty, and then it makes the windows dirty. So keeping up regular maintenance on the tank, keeping them clean is a must.
Bam.
Man down.
Bruh, I got shot.
Man down. Clean. Look at that. Keep it.
Keep that, boy.
Just like that. I mean, it actually didn't even sit in there for an hour. It sat in there for what, 45 minutes? Clean. Just that simple. Gonna rinse it out, and then we're good to go. Clean tank.
On the job.
So keep the heaters on, bro?
Keep the heaters on, man.
Okay, so I've got every truck switched out for the new pump system except for 2. So meeting up with Leo right now to switch out his pump, and then we will be headed to Kohl's, and then that's it. Every truck will have the new system, and so we'll see how much better it gets for us. It should get a lot better, so I'm excited to see it.
Crap. Friggin' popping a blood vessel in my head. Holy crap, dude.
Through the hard times and the good,
Thanks, man.
I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
Yo, is it new pump day? It's new pump day?
That's me.
New system, boy.
Yeah. Let's just say
It's gonna be the best day of my life.
Nothing but a thing.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
Dang! That might be the cleanest sign I've ever seen. You just did that.
Bruh, you know how I am.
Nice work.
That looks exactly like how it looked before.
No, it pushed a bunch of air through before.
Oh! Oh, dang!
Yeah, bro.
What a win!
Keep rinsing the windows from here.
Sheesh! You don't even have to move.
What do you think?
It's pretty cool. It's gonna up my efficiency by 15% probably.
Nice.
We're looking at a 100% return exchange on policy and investment.
Pumps are done, baby. Let's go. Got all them Johnnies installed. Let's go, boy. I think the boys were pretty stoked on it when they saw the pressure that was coming out of the hose and out of their water fed. So that's going to be a big game changer for them going forward, not having that many pump problems. So stoked on it.
Yeah, another cold week.
But we love it.
I spent like $1,400 on the credit card. On Gatlin's credit card more specifically, not mine. So yeah. Since I started here in February of 2024, we've been using these guys. Before we were doing YouTube, I would literally use one like maybe 2 a year. So since we started YouTube, I think we've bought 4 of these. They're all full now, so that's sick. So now what we're doing and kind of what I spent $1,400 on. So this is gonna be here tomorrow, and then I've already got these guys. So basically it's this whole docking system that can hold 4 of these. These are 20 terabytes, $400. This thing right here, a lot of monies, $260. Galanine always be mad I'm spending money, but they like it, right? Heck yeah, boy. I like that. None of you probably care about this, but I'm stoked. It's not like super exciting, but this is the solution to the problem I've been having. Should last us a real long time, so sometimes you gotta spend money to have good content, man. I like it.
I mean, that one is either.
Lines on the balance sheet. So we just.
Did you want me to be in the video? What the heck? I don't know. I really liked being able to sit on my desk and make sure you're working.
Yeah.
But now, how am I supposed to know if you're working, bro?
Gotta sit in that chair right there.
Now I'm gonna have to get up every 10 minutes and be like,
Yeah.
dude, check out the new setup. Let me get from this side because the lighting's better. Let me get your good side. Whoa, it's hella bright. 1 sec.
Yeah, dude. Now I look pasty.
There we go. We got you. Dang, that looks sick, dude. If everyone wants all of our mint content, this is where we keep it.
Yeah, chill.
Cool, dude. Cool. Yeah, first off, payroll takes way longer than it should. And so our office staff was going through that. And payroll got submitted to me and it was kind of last second. So I just like approved it, moved the money over to the bank account so that we could transfer things. And then I started dissecting the numbers and I realized that like we were overpaying on some things. It was different than what it usually was. Usually we see our payroll for Utah like 20 to 25,000. Vegas is anywhere from like 3 to 5 grand. But I got the numbers back this week and it was like $2,000 to $3,000 higher than what it usually is. I went back and checked the past payroll since March basically, and we were off by like $1,000 to $3,000 every payroll for probably 6 payrolls. So you're talking like anywhere from 6 to 18 grand, which sucks. Like that's a lot of money. Yeah, that was my bad. I'm the finance guy, and I kind of assumed that all of the formulas and everything in our sheets were right, but they weren't, and it cost us probably like 6 to 18 grand. So like even at the scale that we have, I mean, you're still gonna run into problems. You're still gonna make mistakes, and like they just become more and more costly as you go on. Paying guys commission is awesome, but it is way harder to track. Like there are so many more factors, and so we spend a lot more time on payroll than like if you're doing hourly. All you have to do is figure out how many hours your guys are doing and pay them the hourly that you agreed on. Now with commission, there's so many different factors, and so you have to calculate them on a weekly or monthly basis. And so that's why we have to create kind of an intense spreadsheet to track all of it. It's pros and cons, but there's a lot more pros to doing commission structure than just doing hourly. But the con is like your payroll will take a lot longer, and there's a lot more that can go wrong, or like you can calculate things incorrectly if you don't have it right. So what we have is we have this kind of crazy sheet, and every single technician has this sheet that shows their performance week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 of every single month. All of these individual technician reports fill into this Mint payroll report, and it automatically generates all of their hours, how much they did in revenue, how much their commission should be, if they should be paid commission or hourly based off how much they did. It's worked for us up until this point, but what we've realized with our systems is we are trying to make it so simple that we can do this with 100 locations. And now this works for just Mint Utah and like kind of Mint Vegas, but at scale, like as we grow, doing this payroll system with this spreadsheet is so complicated that it would take one person 2 weeks to do payroll, which I don't think that that's like a very scalable system. So how do we make something so simple that if we had to do it 100 times for 100 different locations, we could still do it pretty quick? So the sheet that I'm building out right now to kind of simplify this, we're trying to build it so simple that guys in the window cleaning games can also use it. So yeah, if I hop in, we'll go into the classroom, tech hiring, and then go into the hiring pay structure sheet. So this sheet breaks down our entire commission structure so guys can use that. Then this explains 410s. And then I'm in the process of building out a payroll sheet that calculates everything that we calculated before, just in a more simple way. The idea with this is we also want to make sure we are catching if we're overpaying people. And so we know that our payroll percentage should be less than 30%. And so this sheet is going to show anytime our labor cost from commissions is over 30%, it'll actually flag the system or like flag the sheet. So that way we go in and double check it, because that was the problem that I ran into. Is like there was no system for checks and balances. Like our office staff would just send me the amount and I would just be like, that looks pretty normal, and then I would submit it. Whereas what I should have been doing is looking at the revenue that we're performing, how much are we paying in labor, what percentage of our revenue is our labor cost, and if it's above 30%, that would have been a red flag, and I would have caught the overpayments. I didn't, and we have overpaid $6,000 to $8,000, which is awesome. So hopefully this sheet helps us out. Hopefully that gives you guys some insight on like what you guys can do for commission structure and like tracking your payroll. Again, commission structure does make things a little bit more complicated, but it makes other aspects of the business a lot more simple. And so if you're willing to just spend the time on calculating payroll a little bit longer every week, commission structure is worth it. But yeah, like even at our size, we're still learning. We're still we build a system to get us to a certain point, and then we break it, and then we have to rebuild the system. And that's kind of the constant process of building a business. And yeah, we've built and broken a lot of systems to get to where we're at. And I think we've kind of reached a tipping point where now that we're starting multiple locations, we're breaking our systems and we have to rebuild them to make them way more simple, way faster to do, so then we can do them at scale. And that's just business, dude. It's fun.
Nice work.
I think that was chill.
The Excel master.
I do love me a good Google Sheet. I'm gonna get back to work now.
Nice, have fun.
Thank you.
I hope this video is giving you guys some perspective. Even at the size that we're at, we still deal with problems, and that's something that you're just always going to deal with as an entrepreneur. And because you chose to be an entrepreneur, you decided that you're just going to have to be solving problems for the rest of your life, which is the game, right? The bigger problems you solve, the more money you make. The skill of being able to solve problems is so important to develop. I think we're in a world now where information is so accessible that a lot of times, instead of thinking for ourselves, we just Google or Chat GPT or DM someone and find mentorship, which is extremely important. You should use all those tools to be able to solve problems within your business. The only problem I see with that is, in order to find the proper solution for your business, it requires giving so much context, whether that's the Chat GPT or a person that you're asking advice from. You will spend more time giving the context to get a proper solution, rather than if you just thought for yourself for like 5 minutes, you could probably come up with a better solution by yourself. You can't be dependent on other sources to be able to come up with solutions for your problems, because as soon as you're reliant on something else, when a problem comes into your business that you can't get an answer for from someone else, you have to be the person that's able to solve that problem. And if you haven't developed the skill, you're not going to be able to, and your company's gonna get stuck. ChatGPT wouldn't have been able to tell us, like, take the model that we currently have, package it in a way that everyone can use, give it to people within the community, and then work with the top tier talent to be able to scale Mint that way. But yeah, that was a strategy that we came up with ourselves, and it's working incredibly well. And I think that there's very few people that would have been able to give us that advice. And I definitely don't think that ChatGPT would have been able to tell us. So appreciate you guys watching the videos. It's been really cool to see the growth on YouTube. Shout out to Brenton for just making crazy. I was gonna turn the camera around to show you, but this is the guy. Everyone gives me, dang, it doesn't look good. Let me give you some good lighting, dude. There we go. Brenton makes us look better than we actually are. So shout out to Brenton. And yeah, if you guys want to see any other stuff, or you guys got questions, I'm not saying that you can't ask questions. Feel free to ask us questions in the comments, but yeah, appreciate you guys. Rock on. Is that rock on?